I've been in Reddit Raptors for about 5 or 6 days now. Unfortunately, I did miss one war with them, and I'm not sure exactly why I was opted out from that war, but I did get to do one more with them, and it's almost over now. So doing some replays, and just want to show you guys some of the raids. I'll start off by showing my 2 raids. We are going to win this really handily. Really no problem there. Reddit Raptors has some attack range rules. So for my first attack, I had to attack plus or minus 4 my rank, and the only base available is 29. Because 29 was a pretty easy layout for Go Wipe, I did go ahead and do Go Wipe, and I took back-end loons to make sure that that back end of the base got taken care of. I found out later that Go Wipe is actually completely banned in Raptors, so hopefully the using the balloons as part of the raid gets around that restriction. But anyway, I'll just go ahead and show you guys the attack. Again, you know, really easy base. I only have level 1 P.E.K.K.A.s, so I got a level 3 P.E.K.K.A. in my clan castle. This giant's just to lure. The archer finishes the lure, basically. All archers in these clan castles, which is important to note for my second attack. But anyway, super easy to kill with lightning. No need to devote any troops to it or really much time to it. You know, if the lure is that easy, you might as well do it. You know, usually I don't lure with Go Wipe. Just rely on your troops being under a rage and a heal. But for this raid, it was easy enough to do that. I managed to suicide a couple of my wall breakers into a mortar shot there on the south side, so that was a little bit annoying. So my golem gets stuck up on that side for a little while. I do send some wall breakers in with proper timing now and open that compartment up, so those guys do get in there. They do have to break through a wall though, and I wasn't planning on them having to do that. So I went ahead and dropped a heal spell over there because they were kind of getting low on HP and a couple of mortars were focused on. Rage the top group to get the king going, and you can see I've already dropped some archers in the corners to clean up those buildings. You know, now these troops are headed into the core and taking out the town hall, taking out the mortars. You can see here both P.E.K.K.A. somehow ended up on the bottom side of the map. And here come the back end balloons. I should have sent balloons on the top side quicker because those archer towers take out a couple of my wizards. So I could have sent those balloons in sooner and taken care of that, but you know, now all the defenses are going to be down here, and basically, you know, it's just left to clean up. And not being very many buildings outside the base, and you know, having already deployed some archers there, really the last stuff is just here what's inside the base. Didn't even need to use the king's ability. Probably could have got away with just using 2 spells. Could have done a clan castle kill. So very, very, very easy base. You know, not really very many compartments, low level walls. So safest way to do that is, you know, Go Wipe, because you don't have to worry about how bombs or traps would affect your raid. You can just go at it with that. Taking the back end loons just to make sure that you're able to 3-star the base, because sometimes with Go Wipe, you know, especially with higher level walls, the biggest weakness is just that it gets hung up after it gets into the core. Hi Extreme Crafter, Team Crafter, X Team Crafter X. So good to have you here, Team Crafter. Are either of you guys from Reddit Raptors? I'll show you guys my second attack. Made a pretty critical error in that attack that cost me the raid. It's a pretty stupid mistake, but you know. So here we go. So this was the lowest ranked Town Hall 9, and no X bows and no Archer Queen. All this guy had was the new air defense. You know, other than that, all his defenses are really underleveled. Not even max Town Hall 8. So I figured Hogs would be very easy. When I looked at this base, I knew there would be a giant bomb here and a giant bomb here. The previous raid, I don't think revealed to me that there's a Tesla here, so I was not expecting that. I figured the other giant bomb would be either here or here, so I planned for my heal coverages. Definitely was going to need a heal in this area, and I figured, you know, either I can pre-trigger both of these, and then I can just play the other 2 heals, as I go. But it didn't work out that way. So what I decided to do was try to pre-trigger both those bombs and get the lure with a couple of giants. Because this was a clan castle full of archers, the giants weren't enough. Also, I sent this hog in up top, did not trigger the giant bomb. This hog came in on the Tesla, basically dies really fast. And so at this point, you know, I sent this giant in, and I thought that where he was now was within the clan castle trigger range. And I think it was just barely on the perimeter, because you can see an archer pops out here when that giant is right there in front of that Tesla. But I didn't notice that, and I thought, okay, you know, I've got the full lure. So I did not actually have the full lure. This literally clan castle, just all archers. So instead of what I did, I should have sent 4 hogs on the top mortar to kill that mortar. And what would have happened then is, you know, the hogs would have taken out the mortar. So the path should have been, you know, something like this. Hogs take out the mortar, and then they would go to the archer tower, or they would go to this. Doesn't really matter. The point is, without this mortar being here, any giant bomb threat here is neutralized, because hogs are never going to actually run over that direction, because I was planning to release my hogs from here. So I definitely should have just committed 4 hogs to taking out the mortar. It would have been virtually the same cost as what I had already invested, and it would have avoided the possibility of that Tesla screwing me up. Although, again, the previous raid did not make it onto that side of the base, so I don't think I saw that Tesla. Or if I did, I really was not paying enough attention. So, you know, another thing that could have saved this raid for me was at this point, you can see here, obviously, an incomplete clan castle lure. So, dropped a couple barbs, couple wizards to take out these archers. Really no problem at all. You know, it's pretty easy to kill a clan castle full of archers. And you can see here now I dropped my giant and my BK, and here comes some more archers. And before I noticed that, I started to release hogs. So I've already released half my hogs. So I could have stopped releasing hogs. Could have stopped altogether. Just, you know, let those hogs die and deal with this clan castle. Also, because of that Tesla, you can see here about 8 or 9 hogs went south, and they all took a hit. And I could have healed that pack, and that might actually have made it so the hogs could get through the base. But I did not drop a heal on them, and you know, they get picked off by point defenses. So sending in my back end hogs here, really a dumb place to send them in. There could have been traps there. So here's the first heal, first relevant heal anyway. You know, second heal's going down in the place that I planned. Make sure that those are covered. There is a bomb there, as I suspected. You know, and the hogs are fine as long as they're under the heal. Obviously, archers aren't going to do much to them, but once the hogs get to the back end and they don't have a heal, there's just not enough hogs left to finish off the rest of these defenses. You can see here, you know, archers are picking off the hogs. There goes 1. There goes 2. And there goes 3. So I lost probably, I'm going to guess, like 5 or 6 hogs to the archers. And I also lost several hogs to, you know, failure to trigger these giant bombs. And, you know, again, it definitely could have been a, you know, could have planned better for changes that happened during the raid. That's definitely something that I struggle with. I feel like I'm strong at planning raids, but I tend to not make good decisions when things don't go as planned. So I needed to have a backup plan, I guess. I could have counted the enemy clan castle. That would not have been hard to do. Could have counted them as they came out, but I was focusing, you know, the Tesla popped, and so it distracted me. So, you know, part of that is just keeping your cool during a raid, and I think that's, you know, for me, I certainly could have made a better plan on this. Take out the mortar to eliminate the bomb instead of, you know, knowing that that would get the lure. Instead of trying to lure with 2 giants, basically I was just trying to use, you know, 4 camp space to do a lure when I could have just used 5 and would have for sure got the lure and wouldn't have had to worry about the Tesla or the side bomb on the other side. So anyway, too bad, so sad. First 1-star raid for quite a while on KingOfStrike. So anyway, there were a lot of lessons to be learned from this raid, though, in terms of planning on the fly and making a commitment to get the full lure, and different ways to eliminate giant bombs rather than just pre-triggering them with a single hog. As long as you can get more out of it than, you know, just a pre-trigger, it's fine to send 4 or 5 hogs. You know, if you're getting a lure and you're triggering a bomb, it's worth 4 or 5 hogs. So